Sono disponibili tutte e due per interviste adesso?
The Vatican has announced the next meeting of popular movements to be held in Rome on November 2nd to find out how to give land, housing, and work to those excluded from society. They are grassroots organizations of workers who are not represented by unions, people like farmers, laborers, or cooperatives who are not linked to political parties but launch policy proposals. We try to be very political because politics is one of the highest forms of charity and politics aim to change reality. It is true that there are partisan interests within popular movements like within the church or media. Of course, we do everything possible so that these partisan interests take up as little space as possible, but risks have to be taken. The aim of the Pope is to go to the peripheries, but in order to bring them to the center, not to leave them aside, so everyone can see fundamental human rights being respected. At this meeting in particular, the right to a house, to a decent work, and to the land, which means respect for an environment that is healthy for all, food for all, also for future generations. The Pope will meet with them on November 5th. It will be their third meeting. The first meeting was in the Vatican in 2014, and the second, a year later, in Bolivia. One of the issues that they will face is the situation of refugees and displaced persons, which is of great concern to Pope Francis.
The concern from the pastoral point of view of the Church is that these people have fundamental human rights that need to be respected independently of their legal status. So many people are forced to move to other countries in search of life and work, because the first human right in this case is the right not to have to emigrate.
This situation is mirrored in the other three areas: land, housing, and work. There are over 2 billion people who are in a situation of informality in terms of their working conditions, in terms of their living conditions in villages and settlements, and in terms of their condition as unrecognized peasant indigenous peoples. The closeness of the Pope has made the popular movements heard. The result is that society now takes more account of the marginalized, and politicians seek operational responses to these situations. More than 200 delegates from 92 organizations in 65 countries are attending the next meeting in Rome.